Have you ever been ghosted out of nowhere? One day, everything feels perfect. Deep conversations, constant texts, a real connection. The next, silence. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. If you've experienced this, you're not alone. Studies show that 13% to 23% of people in the US have been ghosted. And while it feels personal, the truth is often deeper and more psychological than it seems. In today's video, we're going to explore why people ghost, what's really going on inside their minds, and most importantly, what you can do when it happens to you. You'll also learn how ghosters feel afterward and what might be going through their head if you leave them alone. Let's dive in. Why would someone ghost you for no reason? Let's be honest, ghosting feels like rejection, a harsh one. You start to ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Were they just playing me? But in reality, people don't ghost because they're cruel. Most do it because they lack the emotional tools to handle discomfort. Here's why someone might ghost you. Avoidant attachment style. People with this attachment type crave connection, but the moment things get too close, they shut down. They fear vulnerability more than loneliness. Low emotional intelligence. They don't understand how their silence impacts others. They avoid confrontation and don't know how to express discomfort or disinterest respectfully. Mental health struggles. Those dealing with depression, anxiety, or even unresolved trauma may pull away abruptly. For some, ghosting isn't about disrespect. It's emotional survival. Convenience culture. Technology has made ghosting easier. With endless dating options and instant gratification, people treat relationships like apps. If it's not working, they just swipe away. So when you wonder why someone ghosted you for no reason, remember, it's rarely about you. It's usually about them not knowing how to deal. How does the ghoster feel after ghosting someone? You might imagine the ghoster moves on guilt-free, but that's not always the case. Some ghosters feel relieved in the short term. They've avoided discomfort, escaped a tough conversation, and convinced themselves it was the easier route. But with time, especially if they had a real connection with you, guilt often creeps in. They might stalk your socials, wonder if you're okay, feel conflicted, but too ashamed to reach out. For emotionally avoidant individuals, the guilt can be quickly buried, but it's still there, lurking. Ghosting doesn't erase their emotions, it just silences them. Here's a fact. People often ghost to protect themselves, but in doing so, they usually end up haunted by the very silence they created. What to do when someone ghosts you? This part hurts. The silence, the unanswered texts, the lack of closure. It can spiral into self-doubt. But here's what you can do to reclaim your power. First, you have to accept the silence as an answer. While accepting this, if someone walks away without a word, that speaks volumes about their maturity and emotional capacity. Don't chase clarity from someone who ran from communication. Secondly, avoid blaming yourself. Ghosting feels like it's about you, but 9 times out of 10, it's not. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe they were emotionally unavailable. Maybe they simply weren't the right one. Don't try to win them back. Reaching out again and again won't force closure. It just hands your power to someone who already took your peace. If you messaged once and they didn't respond, let that be your final message. Always create your own closure. Write down your feelings. Talk to a friend. Say what you wanted to say out loud, even if they'll never hear it. Healing isn't about them. It's about you letting go. Take the high road. You're not weak for feeling hurt. You're strong for choosing to grow from it. Keep showing up as your best self, and the right people will stay, not disappear. When you leave a guy alone who ghosted you, what is he thinking? Here's what most ghosters expect: that you'll reach out, ask why, chase them, feed their ego. When you don't, it creates a whole different reaction. Let's break it down in a number-wise. Number 1, curiosity. He might wonder why you went silent. It flips the script. Suddenly, you're the mystery, not him. Number 2, self-doubt. Some ghosters begin to question if they made a mistake. Was ghosting the right move? Did they misread the situation? Number 3, guilt and regret. Especially if he actually liked you but got cold feet, your silence can stir something deeper. He may start feeling the weight of what he lost. Remember, your silence is powerful, not as a game, but as a form of self-respect. If he truly values you, he'll come back with an apology. If he doesn't, he was never meant to stay. Final thoughts: healing beyond ghosting. Ghosting hurts not just because of the loss, but because of the confusion. The lack of explanation makes your mind run wild. But the truth is, When someone ghosts you, they're showing you their emotional ceiling. You don't need someone who walks away when things get real. You deserve someone who chooses honesty over silence, effort over avoidance. So if you've been ghosted, cry if you need to, journal, scream, go for a walk, but then stand up, straighten your crown. And remember, the right person won't leave you guessing. They'll show up consistently, clearly, proudly.